One of the biggest problems I had when I was running courses on my WordPress website was how could I get YouTube videos on there, but not have the YouTube branding and also not have people right click and go and get the source of that video, especially if it was like a paid membership. And I used to use third-party services, but I am now moving towards Fluent Player. This is a web page using Fluent Player, the free version, so you can get it for free from the WordPress repository. You can use it for free. There's so many amazing features and extra things you can do with the pro version. I'm going to show you that. And I have muted the sound, but this is going to start playing the video. And notice over here, there's no other controls. So you can have minimal, no controls. You can have play controls on there. I'll show you all of that. But the really important bit is when I right click that, I do see copy link, and that's going to copy a link to the page. Now don't worry, if this is like a membership page, no one's going to see it until they go and pay your memberships. They could see the page link, but they won't be able to access the video. So this is so much more better than just using a YouTube video or a WordPress video widget. But the other really important part is nowhere on here, and I'm going to refresh my page. Do I get the YouTube title or the YouTube logo? So if you're trying to protect your content from branding from YouTube, this is the way to do it. Now on the Fluent Player website, and when you do go get the plugin, there are loads of tutorials on here. That's one thing I've got to give credit to the team behind this. They have really thought hard about how can they showcase all of the features to you. And by the way, I do recommend you go and click Explore Demo and work down the features because they've got videos explaining them. So let me quickly show you how to use it. I've got the free player and the pro version installed on here. Now, once you've got it on, you do want to go through the settings, but I'm just going to show you how I added a video, and then we'll quickly go through the settings. I'm going to click Add Media, and every time you create any videos, that's where they'll sit. And all you do is go and select where the video is coming from. Could be one that's downloaded inside your media library, Vimeo, most likely YouTube for a lot of people, but there are other sources as well. I'm going to click YouTube. Go and add in my link, and then go and click Add YouTube Video, and the video will now appear. If at any time you want to replace the video, over here you have to replace, you just go back through the motions. Now please note, this will be a shortcode, which is what you would have added to your WordPress page. So for instance, over here where I'm inside of an Elementor page, I have a shortcode. So whenever you create a video, you get a shortcode, you add it here. And that does mean you have quite a bit of control over the sizing and the positioning and where you're going to put it on your page. Now when you first add the video, and we're still in the part where we added the media, you will get loads of settings for you. And not all of these will be available until you go to the pro version. But if you want to add in any custom branding, you can decide if you're going to have a title, you can go and change your thumbnail, you can decide at what point does the video actually load on the page. So this isn't to do with the autoplay now, this is at what point does it load on. So imagine you've got a page like a course page and you've got 20 videos on there. Do you want all of them to load instantaneously, which could add a bit of lag to the page, or maybe when it is scrolled into view? What about the autoplay, like I said? Muted autoplay, autoplay with sound, or no autoplay? And what about the video end screen? This is the reason why I love stuff like this, because if you have a YouTube video, sometimes you can't always control what it's going to show at the end. It might show someone else's video or other videos that might be useful to you, or it might show a playlist and that might send the user or the visitor to somewhere else where you didn't really intend for them to go. You could just loop the video or just show a thumbnail. Now, I already mentioned how we don't have any controls on here. Well, this is because I've selected the minimal. If you were going to have controls, you could go for default and you can now see it on screen. You could go for modern. I mean, look, you could work through these. You can also add your own presets as well. So if you click Add New, you can now design your own one. How many video player plugins, software, tools give you these kind of options? Now, if you decide you want to add chapters into your video, so maybe your video is 5 minutes, 1 hour long, and you decide you now want to have chapter 1, chapter 2, intro, you go and add in your start end times and what the chapter title is. If I go and add one in at 2 minutes and 15 seconds, chapter title, this is awesome, add chapter, can you see it there? Text button overlays. I'm going to add an overlay at exactly 3 minutes, and the overlay is going to last 10 seconds. And I'm going to say it goes over into the top right, and I could add in a background color, or I could add in some text, and you can modify it to be what you want. Now, I have purposely missed out the content because this is where you would go and add in your text. Imran Siddiq, that's not very good for web accessibility, but you can choose your colors. Go and drop in a URL. So I'm going to hit play at 2 minutes 55 and I have muted in. Keep your eye on the corner over there. There you go. That's at the 3-minute mark exactly. That will now should be there for about 10 seconds, and any moment it's going to disappear. And that was all done with a feature inside of Fluent Player. Again, like I said, how many video player plugin tools are there out there that give you this feature? We've also got interactive layers. This is actually my favorite one, because sometimes on a video, you want to give them like a call to action, like click here to learn more, or go here to continue the series, go and buy this product. You go and hit add layer and just look at the options you've got here. I'll go through each one. You got the forms. You do have to have Fluent Forms though to do this. You could add in a call to action. So you could add in like a learn more button, and all of the settings are here for you to make it look like how you want it to look. But maybe you don't want a button, maybe you want an email capture. So again, how many times have you gone to a video and then it says to see more, you got to subscribe. And if you really want to watch the video, people do subscribe. And then that can feed into your newsletter. Hotspot is a really good one as well, because this one you have a lot of versatility over. So let's say you're going to display something. I could go and position my dot. And by the way, it can be text. It could be a link. You can decide. So right now, can you see that white dot over there? I don't know why I pointed, but it's in the top left. You can see if I now move it, and I'm going to position it now just over my nose, for instance. It's crazy what you get with Fluent Player. And I am using a lot of pro version features at the moment. That's why I strongly recommend once Fluent Player release this out into the world, which they are doing today, by the way. And I really do want to point out that I am not affiliated to them, okay? I make no commission off the link or anything whatsoever. They share this with me. I am really excited at how good this is. Because those of you that know me in terms of my video content where I was doing courses, I was using third parties because I didn't like using directly from YouTube. Well, now I can. You could show an advert as well. You could show another short code. So let's say you go and create a template to do something and it looks a certain way. You could go into here, you decide when it's going to show, and then it will display a different template. So even though I have said you do need to have Fluent Form to do the form, let's just pretend you go and use an Elementor form. You could show the short code here. The range of options for you are so impressive. And by the way, when you have added in your video, you can go and view it. You can go click the pencil and it brings you back to the editing screen. You could trash it as well. Now, you will notice analytics. I'm going to come back onto that in a moment. Let's just go over to settings. This kind of is similar to what we were doing, but this is where you get a bit more control over generally how will your videos be. So if you set all of them to be minimal, every time you add a video, they'll all be minimal unless you actually go and change it per video. Auto resume playback makes total sense. What is the default ratio for your videos? Most likely you're going to go for wide, but maybe you're doing a lot of TikTok style videos or shorts, so you might want to go for a tall. Your branding, go and set it up. Now, you do have the option to integrate as well with other services. And of course, if you don't see one here that you normally like to use, go and use the webhook and go and check with your newsletter service. With the pro version, you might not want to store your videos on your media library or from YouTube, so you might be getting them from Bunny CDN. Really, really good place to go and store your videos for a really low cost and then fetch them. For YouTube, I would probably say don't show the subscribe button, because if this is a course page or maybe on your landing page, I don't think having subscribe on there always works. Unless you've got a dedicated page where you're showcasing your videos, then the subscribe would make sense. Here's the one that is really, really good. The analytics page, okay? And you are told about it. Enable Google, enable analytics and all of that. And you will see it at the top as well. But you can access it from down here. I'm going to do either way, and I'm going to go in. And this is now where it's going to give you, and I only just started using this yesterday in terms of the pro version. This is now going to give you some analytics about how are people accessing the videos. Desktop, mobile, how many have you got? Audience retention, how long are they watching? Well, it is just me watching at the moment. Now, most likely, you won't have user details for them unless they're logged in. So you might have like membership. So you can now see what members are viewing your videos and how long are they viewing them for. And you get a good summary as well, especially the average watch time. The other really cool feature in the Pro is playlists. So you could now create course 1, course 2, or maybe homepage playlist. Let me show you how quick and easy it is to do. Playlist, add media, and then you're going to see the videos that were in media. I can rearrange them if I want, hit publish, and there's the short code. And when I go to preview for that page, there's my videos. and I've got my playlist, and they're both from YouTube, and you don't see any YouTube branding on them whatsoever. And I can tell you now, when you go to the page source, yes, you will see the word YouTube, but there is no link in there that's going to take them directly back to that YouTube video. And that is something that used to massively irritate me if you were trying to show YouTube videos on a membership page on your website. So is Fluent Player worth your time? I definitely think so. Go and check it out. And by the way, this is not an affiliate or a sponsored or a commission video. This is me being honest, because the Fluent Player team, basically all of them behind the scenes, they create amazing products, and this is just another really smashing one they've done. I'm Imran, Web Squadron. Like, subscribe, share, and follow. Take care. See you soon. Bye.